Hello, and welcome back to episode 5. I'll get it right. Episode 5 of my Randomizer career mode. Today, we're in Miami, and I'm just about to find out what I'm going to be driving for this race weekend. As soon as I go to the car screen, we are going to see where are we at. We are at Alfa Romeo. We are in the Sauber outfit. I mean, I don't think it's that bad. As you see, Leclerc's in the McLaren. Let's have a cheeky look at who's where. Our teammate's going to be Daniel Ricciardo. That could be very useful. It'll be a good benchmark for ourselves. Max Verstappen and Logan Sargent at Aston Martin. Lando and Pierre at Merc. Perez at Ferrari. Fernando and Charles Leclerc at McLaren. And where's Lewis gone? Where's Lewis? Lewis back at Alpine. Sainz and Ocon at Red Bull. That's strong. I think we've probably got the worst race weekend to get Alfa Romeo, as in terms of where everyone else has gone. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get into qualifying now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and sub if you do, and I'll talk to you guys in a minute. See ya. Okay, guys, going into qualifying now. We really do need to get a result in Miami, because if you look at the last few races that we've done, we DNF'd. We DNF'd in Baku because of some tyre glitches. We didn't score points in Saudi Arabia because we were in the AlphaTauri. But apart from that, we scored points in the other two races, but we do need to start picking up points. We're still in the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship, just as, well, yeah. We've had pretty much a pretty even mix of cars. I feel like we haven't had a midfield car yet. We've had the Ferrari and the Mercedes, which we scored points in. We've also had the AlphaTauri, and, well, we had McLaren and Ferrari. We haven't had a really good mix, have we? No, we've had very high-end stuff that we failed to get points in. But we're now in the Alfa Romeo. We're going P10 in this first part of qualifying, as we do get through. Our teammate gets through as well. He's in P14. And Valtteri Bottas, Nico Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen, Logan Sargent, and Lewis Hamilton get knocked out in Q1. Lewis Hamilton, that's a massive knockout for the championship. Because I'm trying to think, Charles Leclerc, I think he's in a McLaren. So he's going to probably score quite a few points today and quite bring that gap down to Lewis. As we're getting to the end of Q2 here, we're almost a second up on our first lap. We had the fastest middle sector, and I think something might have broke in the AI, because they're all behind me apart from one Mercedes. So it's a little bit confusing, but I think we could make it through. We got 1.3 seconds off on our lap as we have a massive snap going out in the final hairpin as we cross the line to get into Q3 with a P8. We're in the second worst car, and we're making it to P8. I'm pretty sure Daniel Ricciardo got P11 as well. Yes, he did. As you see, Zhou Guanyu, George Russell, Oscar Piastri, Alex Albon, and Daniel Ricciardo get knocked out of qualifying. What can we do in Q3? Let's go find out. We're going to be on board with our final lap of this session. We've set a time on used tyres, so hopefully we should be able to improve quite a lot. You can see we've already almost found it. Well, we have found a 10 coming through the first couple of corners in this Mickey Mouse section of the track. Can we make up anything else going through the quick left and right handers? A little bit of time. I think the main time that we're going to gain is in that braking mode. You see we're about half a second up as we're coming to the end of our lap. I don't think it's going to be enough really to get anywhere high up on the grid, but we could be looking at maybe Gasly and Stroll. I don't know, that kind of range. I think a 27.5 is probably going to be pole. So we've probably not done enough to get, yeah, we're going to be 10. It's not the best, but we'll have to take it. But let's get into the race. Well, actually, no, let's not. Let's review it first. I'm completely out of order. We're 1.1 seconds off everyone else. I don't know what happened on that last run. Little bit strange, but Max Verstappen got pole in Aston Martin. Let's get into it.
Well, it's no secret that F1 is booming in popularity right now in the USA. Today's race, one of 3 in the United States, is a testament to that. It's time for the Miami Grand Prix. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, with Esteban Ocon alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Gasly, the engineer, Ricciardo, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Russell, Joe, Hamilton, Sargent, Sainz, Magnussen, Hulkenberg, and Valtteri Bottas begins the race from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to be starting on the hard compounded tyres. This is so, well, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to use a little bit of pace. We clearly have some. Probably not enough to get ahead of Stroll, Gasly, these Ferraris there ahead of us. But to stay in this P9, keep those 2 points. Because if we can keep the pace up on the hards, get to the end of the race, that would be massive. Because we are going to have better tyres at the end. So we might be able to challenge the cars ahead. But anyway, it's a gamble starting on the hards. We're probably going to lose places off the start, but it depends how good the people around us get their starts. But anyway, let's get ready to go to the 5 red lights, as we're going to soon be racing in Miami. The lights go out and we go green in Miami. We get a good start. Gasly's had an atrocious on the medium, so is Perez. We're going to make 2 places off on the start. Can we go around the outside of Fernando Alonso just to ease the car into the first corner, round the outside, cut him off, and we're through on Alonso. We're up into P6 on the hards. I do expect to drop back those because we are not going to have the grip through these fast corners. As well, we're in the second worst car and we're on hards. This is not a good combination to start a race, as now going onto the first straight, we've had problems with straight line speed. I don't know why. So I do like to set the car up a little bit less draggy, but you can see here comes Alonso back at us in the McLaren. He's probably got a better drive off the corner on those mediums. But here comes oh, it's Perez. Wrong Ferrari. As well, as he goes around. Well, he goes up the inside. We hold it round the outside. Turns to the inside. We hold the position on Perez for now. Staying up in P7. Can we do anything else to defend? Hopefully we can move forward, but hopefully we don't also drop too far back. It's pretty much like an even kind of game here, as yeah, we gotta look forward. We're also going to be looking backwards at ourselves. You can see we're a little bit down on the straight line speed, not as much as we were in Australia. The only reason Perez has made up so much ground there is he had the slipstream to start off with. You can see they're just getting better exits off the corners, and we can't really hold with that at the moment. A little bit of DRS deployment. We are going to stay with him, but we aren't going to make any massive moves on him at this point in time. Ocon leads the race from Leclerc, Stroll. Verstappen's dropped from 1st to 4th in the opening lap. Hard luck for the Dutchman. We've got our teammate pounding us from behind in the 2nd lap. Perez is pulling away a little bit. I'm hoping that that's just tyres and it's not car performance at this point in time, but I'm pretty sure Ricciardo is going to be looking for the move as we go a little bit wide. We're side by side, and that's going to allow Ricciardo through on us. It might leave us vulnerable to Pierre Gasly in the Mercedes, who you'd think should probably be ahead of us if he didn't have that bad start. But we are going to slip into the slipstream of Daniel Ricciardo. But here comes Gasly up the inside. Can we hold it around the outside like we did with Perez? We just keep our wheel in, stop him from taking that racing line. Hold the inside. We're going to be side by side going into the chicane. We're on board with Ricciardo for some reason. We go into the corner. Gasly's crashed into the wall. That's going to deploy the VSC. Only the VSC. Really? Oh, no, that's a red flag. Okay, that's a red flag. Yeah. Alright, that's... Well, I don't know if that's my fault or not. I don't think I actually hit him. I'm going to have a quick look here on board with Gasly. We're going side by side into the chicane. I'm later on the brakes. He just goes into the wall himself. Like, I haven't hit him or anything, I don't think. But anyway, we're going to go back to the 5 red lights as we get ready to go green for the second time in Miami. It has pretty much ruined our hard tyre strategy there, but now we have 2 new sets of mediums on. So we're going to be doing a stop in this race. Go on to another set of mediums, which should have us a pretty good strategy. So I'm pretty sure we're one of the only people that can actually do 2 sets of mediums. People are going to have to go either on the... Well, I'm assuming a lot of people are going to be on the hards and a lot of people are going to be on the softs. Well, we got a few people on soft now, so I assume the people that are on soft now are probably going to go soft and medium. On board with Albon here, I'm going to assume on those soft tyres, we're probably not going to fight him that hard, but it is a Williams. We're pretty equal on the performance chart, so we need to stay with him. Maybe not entirely ahead of him, but we do need to stay somewhat in contact with the Williams. You can see he goes around up the inside. We're going to do a similar move that we did on Perez and Gasly. Hold the inside line and get back ahead of Albon. He's not quite fast enough on those soft tyres to get through us very easily. As maybe we try and make some moves on Alonso. We're right behind him, but we give you a bit of a snap coming out of the chicane. Now on board with Albon again. He's closing up on us. Closing. You see that straight line speed in the slipstream. The Williams is a very slippery car in a straight line, so I'm not really that bothered about Albon going through. We go a little bit wide to try and get a better exit, but Albon's not that good on initial exit. We close right up to the back of him now as we're going to send it up the inside. A little bit of contact there. Albon not really respecting the rules there. We did have a wheel alongside him, so he has just cut us off there. But now here he comes again, end of lap 5. Just that straight line speed on the back straight in the slipstream, and the low drag of that Williams is allowing him through quite easily. So it means we have to make it up with DRS and ERS. So yeah, it's not going to be that favourable to be fighting with Albon, but we need to do it, otherwise I'm just going to get eaten up from behind. As like, I can't do anything about Albon's straight line speed. It says the yellow flag in sector 3. I believe it's behind us. I don't think there's anyone ahead of us. It's not really going to benefit us that much. And I'm right. Yes, it's the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. I wonder what's happening here, because he doesn't seem to have any smoke pouring out the back. He just seems to be going slow. I think maybe he's stuck in gear? I don't know. Let's try and get on board. Yeah, he seems to be stuck in 3rd gear, going along the straight. I reckon that's what it is. I reckon his gearbox has gone that warm that he's stuck in 3rd gear. No, because he's gone around the corner. Now he's in 1st gear. Huh. No smoke. Maybe, I don't know. No smokes, which means it's not an engine failure. I don't know. Anyway, back on board with ourselves. We're right behind Albon again on lap 9, coming up to the end of it. We're going to have DRS. Can we use ERS to maybe get the move on the back straight? We're getting better exits than Albon now. You can see his soft tyres are slowly starting to hit the clip. There's not really much of a target in front of Albon. Perez is a bit too far up the road to try and set our sights on. So I think the most we're fighting for is maybe P8 here in this race as we get up the inside of Albon. As that is move done for the minute, but he's going to come straight back at us because he's going to have DRS and probably a bit more straight line speed. Can he get up the inside? No, he can't. We hold the place now on Albon, and now it's our job to start pulling away a little bit because he's got the one tyre. So Ocon leads this race in the Red Bull from Norris by about 1.7 seconds. Similar gap back to Leclerc in the McLaren. And Stroll has overtaken Verstappen. Verstappen's being hounded from all angles in that Aston Martin. As now on board with ourselves, we are going to have Albon right on the back of us now. You can see that arrow coming slowly. He's red on the arrow. We're going to hold it round the outside as we just about lose the place to Albon. Not really what we wanted, but we are going to get DRS for 3 laps. Probably save up our battery a little bit. Try and go for some more moves on the tie Brit driver, as now doing exactly what I said. We've gained about 15-16% ERS battery. We're not using it on the backstream, we're just purely using the slipstream and the DRS. We stummy him to the outside dummy him to the inside, go around the outside, side by side, and we hold off a little bit so we can get DRS along the main pit straight. We get a little bit of a snap, which kind of hampers us, but we are going to have Albon hold into the inside, dummy him to the inside, go around the outside. He locks up and goes wide, spins the car. Again, another incident involving ourselves. We are so unlucky to this. I think we absolutely shake our teammate right there. I just want to have a cheeky look on board with Albon, because I don't think we actually touch him yet. You can see he locks up there. That forces us wide. I think he just spins it on the throttle. He becomes too aggressive on the throttle. We're going to have a cheeky look along the off-board cameras. Round the outside, there's the lockup. We have a little bit of contact there, and then he just spins it on the throttle. No, I know we've tapped him, but I don't think we tapped him enough to send him spinning like that. So I'm pretty sure we're clean, as now Piastri did actually manage to get ahead of us in that little altercation with Albon there. So we do have him ahead of us now, but we are going to go kind of offensive on the AlphaTauri driver. He's doing a really good job. P5 in an AlphaTauri. I know people have pitted. The people that have pitted are right behind us. We've now got Sainz right behind us as well. So that isn't that ideal. As coming to the end of that, Sainz is actually going to try and make a move on the back straight. But Piastri actually boxed him in, so we can't send it. We keep it up the inside. Verstappen pinning from P3. I'm pretty sure we're going to pit this lap as well. We follow Piastri in. Sainz and Hamilton, I believe, follow us as well. As you can see, quite a lot of the grid are pitting on this lap. And it's pretty much all together, as we're going to be fitting another set of the medium tyres. Our teammate boxed the lap before, so we might actually get an undercut on us. Ricardo, he's fitted the hard tyres though, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes out. We stay ahead of the Red Bull in Sainz. We're still behind Piastri, as out of the box we go. Ricardo, you can see there, he's coming around turn 1. We're going to be side by side coming out the pits. We're going to have the inside line there. We force him to back out. This is my track. We have the mediums on. You are not getting through, my friend. Piastri up ahead now is our main target in P12, which I was kind of surprised about. I thought we'd be a little bit further up the road, but I'm pretty sure Joe Van Yu has to pit fastest lap and he hasn't pit yet. That's actually kind of insane. So we go on to lap 18 now. You can see we're closer to the points now as more people pit. Piastri in P10, so the points are right ahead of us. I'm really surprised. I think Hulkenberg and Joe are going for the long game and trying to pit for softs at the end of the race. So I'm pretty sure they haven't pitted yet, because they were definitely behind. So we're going for the move on Piastri now. Joe and Hulkenberg are flying up ahead. Piastri sends it back up the inside, defends his position well. Once again, we're letting him go through so we can get DRS on the pit straight. Can we make a move into turn 1? We're getting good at this. Well, we caused a collision there once, but apart from that, Carlos Sainz behind us sets the fastest lap of the race, so Lewis Hamilton takes it away from him. Again, as it is full guns blazing behind us. Piastri is our target, though. Sainz right behind us, so can he make a move in this first sector? We're not getting the exits off that final corner. Well, off the final corner, off the first corner that we should really be getting, and that is leaving us vulnerable at pretty much any other point in the track. Is now we're going to have DRS on Piastri, but Sainz is going to have DRS on us. He's going to have the slipstream. No move's going to come there, though, as we're going to try and make another move on Piastri. Verstappen sets the fastest lap. You see, we are quickly closing in on Hulkenberg and Joe, so I'm pretty sure their old tyres really don't suit them that well. And at this one, we are going to have to defend, because we do not have DRS on the pit straight. The cars behind us do. As now, on to lap 20. I'm actually getting worried that Joe and Hulkenberg aren't pitting, because I'd expected them maybe latest lap 22 is when I expect them to pit. As you can see, we're not really making that much ground on them. I reckon they pit, you know. I honestly reckon Joe and Hulkenberg have pit. But I don't see how they could have pit and come out so far ahead of us. Like, they must have got like a 7-second undercut if they have pit. Here comes Piastri again. It's 10-1. This race has just been swapping positions every single lap, pretty much. If it's not Albon, it's been Piastri. They're just... everybody's doing the same thing to each other. Getting in the slipstream, using DRS and going past on this back straight if they can. If not, doing it in the first sector. Like, it's alright, but it's not fun really that much. Anyway, Piastri, we are going to have DRS on the first stage. You can see Joe and Hulkenberg are now in sight. And if you can see them, you can definitely catch them. That is the motto in Formula 1. Piastri up ahead now. We do have Sainz right behind us, which is kind of worrying me. We don't have many laps left to close that final bit of a gap to Joe and Hulkenberg. And we do have Sainz behind us, who I think might be trying to do a move here. We have no ERS left to use, as we've got Piastri here. We're going to have to use offense as the best form of defense is. Piastri comes to the inside, covers us off, breaks early, boxes us in, allows Sainz right past, he boxes us in again. What is this team's tactics from AlphaTauri and Red Bull? It allows Sainz through. These aren't supposed to be teams. These are supposed to be, like, you're just driving the car performance. You're not supposed to be in teams. But anyway, that goes chance of points down the toilet. I guess we've got Hamilton right behind us now. Piastri up ahead us. We're going to have to get through him quickly if we want any chance of points. But I don't think Piastri is going to be making any kind of moves on Sainz. As Hamilton sends it up the inside. We break early, be a little bit too cautious, because I didn't want to go into the back of Piastri. He has been doing a few dodgy, well, not dodgy, he's doing it actually quite well. You can see, anyway, on lap 24 now, Sainz has pulled it almost a 1.5 second gap. It's closed up to Joe and Hulkenberg. That's the kind of performing car we need. We need that kind of performance that the Red Bull has to make any kind of leeway in this race. But now Piastri doesn't have DRS. We have the slipstream. We have DRS. We're going to go down the well, we're dumbing into the inside, go around the outside in the final corner. Try and do similar tactics maybe. Let him get the DRS line first and then send it on the power. Squeeze him right out to the curb. Like, that's him all crossed up. And that's perfect for ourselves. Now we're going to close that gap. We've got 5 laps actually to do it, to close in to Hulkenberg, Sainz and Joe. And I did have a cheeky look at the race director. They only picked 2 laps before us and got a 7-second undercut, which is actually insane, by the way. Like, that's how worn out the tyres were. We're now right on the back of Joe, penultimate lap of the race. If we want points, we're going to have to make the move on Joe. Maybe Hulkenberg might be in our sights as well. I'm not 100% sure, though. He is quite fast on the stretch, but we are right behind Joe. You can definitely see we have the advantage in the corners. 2-lap fresher tyres do give you a little bit of advantage, not much, but we do have higher downforce. We've worked that out through the race as we were right on the back of Joe. We're going to have DRS. We're going to deploy what little battery we have left to try and make the move on Joe for a singular point in this race. At highest, we were P5 in this race at one point, and we're coming out in with maybe 1 point in this race, and that's not a definite. That isn't a definite that we get 1 point in this race, which to me is crazy, because like we started P9, we went up to like P6 on the first lap, and we are fighting Hazisi for like P7 and 8 most of the race. Baffles me. And then you got Hulkenberg, who's come out of nowhere. I think he was knocked out in Q2, so he would have been a few places behind us. But anyway, we're going to try and catch him. I doubt we'll be able to catch him fully on this final lap. I think we're definitely looking further back than we are forward. There's an extra second gap ahead than there was into the one round, but I'm pretty sure we've broken DRS on Joe, so that should be good for us securing at least a point. You can see on the straight we just don't have the pace of Hulkenberg, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have to settle for P10 in this race. So actually we might have to look behind us again, as Joe and Hamilton are right back in DRS. Hulkenberg a little bit ahead. We do gain a lot through the chicane as we actually cut it on that lap. We just didn't have the front tyre grip. And Lando Norris wins the race in the Mercedes. What a drive from Lando. I think you can see on the track map, Esteban Ocon is literally like 2 meters behind him. That is a close finish. And I believe Max Verstappen got 3rd, which from the trajectory he had at the start of the race was actually massive, by the way. He was going backwards and backwards and backwards, but speaking of going backwards, we started P9, we're going to finish P10 as we take a point in this race. Mercedes win the race. Lando Norris
Well, Anthony
picks up his
Davidson,
first
resounding
win
victory
of this
today, but what set them apart
randomizer
from the
career
rest?
mode.
Well,
I
they certainly
100%
stood out
think
as a
he's
driver
going to
with
get more.
tons of confidence on the
Max
track.
Verstappen
I think
picks up
their
his
ability to
first
keep
points
their cool, even during
of
some more
the
hectic
season.
parts of the
Ocon
race, meant they were
finishes
able to capitalise on the
P2.
mistakes of other drivers,
That's actually a
giving
big
them the
gain to
opportunity
him
to make their
on
way to the top spot with ease.
Leclerc and Hamilton, I think.
So
But
after a
anyway, we pick up
magnificent race,
Sauber's
we can now see the
second
drivers
point
making their way to the
of
podium.
this
Once again,
randomizer
it's
career
the
mode. They only had
Silver
one
Arrows
before,
who
which
take
means
the top
the fact that we
spot.
got a point, we
well-earned
doubled their
victory
points
for
there. We've done a pretty good
Mercedes.
job in the second worst car, but we need to be scoring more points. The fact that we scored a point is good, but we do need to be looking at these P5s to try and thrust ourselves in to maybe the championship fight. Just seeing the consistency of Leclerc and Hamilton. I think they've got a podium in most races where they haven't been in a bad car. They've been on the podium. I think they've both got one win. Leclerc got a win in an Alpine, which means we got to maybe look at doing that as well. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Let's have a quick cheeky look at the standings here. There you see Leclerc has an 18-point lead over Hamilton. Ocon and Alonso actually are slowly closing in on the two leaders at this point. We're in P9 now. Lando Norris on the same amount of points as us, as Red Bull and Ferrari are actually really close in the standings. Mercedes aren't far behind, and McLaren, to be honest, McLaren aren't that far behind either. If they keep doing the results that they're getting, I can see McLaren coming right up into it. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.